This message brought to you by the Bahamas Red Cross Society in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
At the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, I'm Clint Watson, and this is ZNS.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Here's a look at tonight's top stories. The Urban Renewal Authority Bill 2024 debated in the House of Assembly. Later, proprietor of Home Away from Home, Murphy Knowles, still detained amid fraud investigation. And viral video highlights bullying of autistic man in Grand Bahama. The victim's sister calls for action.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
Brings economic development but displaces long-standing residents, eroding the unique character and social fabric of these communities.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Raven Davis. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping news tonight, the Minister of Urban Renewal, the Honorable Keith Bell, offering his contribution during the second reading for the Urban Renewal Authority Bill 2024 in the House of Assembly today, touting that the bill will grant the authority power to tackle many social issues in the urban communities. Minister Bell believes wholeheartedly in what the passing would mean for the country. Shane Stubbs has tonight's top story.
The second reading for the Urban Renewal Authority Bill 2024 taking place at the House of Assembly today. During his contribution, the Minister of Housing and Urban Renewal, the Honourable Keith Bell, outlined the bill's goal for the reversal of gentrification.
Too often, gentrification brings economic development but displaces long-standing residents, eroding the unique character and social fabric of these communities.
Tabled just 2 weeks ago, the bill empowers the authority to provide loans for minor home repairs and grants for major repairs, with protocols in place for applicants to ensure transparency and appropriate use of funds. Minister Bell says the passing of this bill will begin to eradicate an issue plaguing residents across the country.
The Small Home Repairs Program has received some 4,482 applications from homeowners seeking assistance in New Providence and some 700 applications throughout our family islands. This is not just about repairing homes. This is about restoring dignity. This program directly tackles the compromised living conditions that too many Bahamians are enduring.
The bill would also give the authority power to erect centers, grants for establishing urban community programs, alleviate poverty by launching food-based programs, educating children on their rights as citizens, and uplifting residents and providing assistance for economic activity.
As our elders might say, this bill will give teeth to the government agency, enabling it to tackle a broad range of complex urban issues, from unsanitary or deficient housing and inadequate sanitation to climate impacts, urban decay, crime, and of course, poverty.
Now, while stating that the Royal Bahamas Police Force will remain as a linchpin in urban renewal success, Minister Bell says that it's going to take a multi-agency approach to see the way forward and ensure the authority's future success.
This collaborative engagement, Mr. Deputy Speaker, will ensure hands-on fieldwork that addresses not only crime, but also public health, disaster risk reduction, and environmental challenges. These entities create a holistic approach to improving the quality of life in our urban communities, whether through implementing social programs or building safe and secure homes.
Urban Renewal stands as an agency that has won international awards in the past, including the Motorola Community Policing Award from Association of Commissioners of Police and the International Association of Chiefs of Police Award in 2004, 2005, and 2006. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shane Stubbs.
Thanks, Shane. In other news, it's a social safety net for many and one that is used widely across all demographics. In this report, our Cleopatra Murphy takes a look at the demand for social assistance. A growing number of Grand Bahamians have been turning to the Department of Social Services for social assistance. Department of Social Services Assistant Director responsible for community support, Jody Burrows, says the increase has been across all services, from food to rental assistance to medical assistance.
The downturn in the economy has contributed tremendously to that. from 2004 or 5 after Hurricanes Jean and Francis, we have seen an increase, steady increase in requests for assistance.
When it comes to rental assistance, that service is available once a year at a maximum of $1,200, while clients can access food ongoing assistance for a year before having to reapply.
Food ongoing assistance, it varies. On the low end, it's $92, and that is for an individual, and it goes up to $208 being the maximum amount for a family based on, and it accommodates a family up to 5.
The Promise program, launched in 2022, has digitized the process where Bahamians can apply for services online, reducing the total processing time. But Burroughs says home verifications must be conducted as the department considers household income versus expenditure.
Sometimes it is, we have persons who are residing in the home who do not wish to share information. And unfortunately, that can slow down our process because we have to have this information. We should have this information to be able to make an informed decision.
The department has a town hall meeting planned for November 4th at 6:30 p.m. at the Foster B. Pastena Center, where officials will discuss the Promise program and various services the department offers. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
Well, in other news, police officials confirming that Murphy Knowles, the proprietor of Home Away from Home, remains in police custody. Knowles is being questioned in connection to a fraud complaint following days of public outcry that alleged that Knowles took advantage of 77-year-old Ingrid Carey after she signed over her home and NIB checks to the caretaker through a power of attorney. Knowles maintains that she has done nothing wrong, insisting that it was Carey who insisted for her to sign the power of attorney and dwell in the home. According to police, Knowles was taken into custody around 10 on Monday. Our ZNS News team understands that Murphy Knowles has since retained attorney K. Brian Hanna as her legal representative. In other news, both the prosecution and the defense presenting their closing arguments today in the case of Kirk Cornish, accused of rape, assault and threats of death on his former girlfriend. Felicity Darville from our network station was there and filed this report.
Attorney Ty Pinder Mackey, defense for North Abaco MP Kirk Cornish, was the first to address the 8 women and 1 man on the jury panel. She called the case against her client weak and said the complainant had a storybook of lies. Among them, she said the woman in question claimed to be a general practitioner of medicine, but she has no medical license, and that as a doctor, she should have ensured that a rape kit was used in her case. Pinder said the complainant lied about having a second cellular phone and that the date given, according to her, for the start of her relationship with Cornish changed during the testimony. Pinder pointed out that the complainant's mother, as well as Cornish, said the injury to her eye was an accident and that no ripped jeans or underwear were presented by the complainant. The woman, she said, claimed that no officer came to her home, but officers testified in court that a male officer came to her home and stood outside the door while a female officer went inside. With these and several other discrepancies occurring during the case, Pinder said the jury should see her as a woman scorned, upset that Cornish wanted to end the relationship with her because of her alleged relationships with other men, and that she just wanted to bring him down. Prosecutor Timothy Bailey said the jury does not need to believe the complainant beyond a shadow of a doubt. He said that the jury could convict Cornish if they had enough reasonable doubt based on the evidence presented. Bailey said that she was not a woman scorned, but a woman that was battered, bruised, and controlled by the defendant, and that she took a stand against her oppressor. He pointed the jury to the 17 photos submitted as evidence in court showing the bruises to the woman's eye and neck. He said the fact that Cornish made the complainant call her ex-boyfriends to let them know that she had a man now and that he used profanity when speaking to one of these 3 men was proof of his controlling nature. Well, Justice McKay will lay the facts before the jury at 11 a.m. on Thursday morning, after which they will retire and make their deliberation. From the courts, Felicity Darville for the Bahamas Tonight.
In news from police, officers on Grand Bahama are investigating an alleged sexual assault of a 25-year-old female that occurred around 8:00 p.m. on Tuesday, October 29, 2024. Police preliminary reports revealed that a male known to the victim sexually assaulted her while at a residence in Bartlett Hill, 8 Mile Rock. Meanwhile, police are following significant leads in this matter as investigations continue. Well, it is a video that is going viral on social media. An autistic man being bullied physically and verbally in Hunters Grand Bahama. Tonight, the sister of the victim is speaking out.
It was in this area in the Hunters community where a 30-year-old autistic man was bullied by two individuals. The heart-wrenching video going viral, showing the 30-year-old man being hit in his head by a stick, leaving the community outraged.
Come in.
Kava Gray, the sister of Bravo Augustus, says that to see her brother being treated unfairly by people in the community breaks her heart, as they are supposed to be protecting these vulnerable individuals.
Hurt me to know that the community is not standing to help take care of these boys because they can't defend for themselves.
30-year-old Augustus was walking home from a friend's house late one night when two young men walked up to him, taunting and threatening to stab him. He was then hit in the head with a stick, causing Augustus to become angry, which led to the 30-year-old picking up a glass bottle, attempting to hit the aggressor. The man that was recording the ordeal was pressing the autistic man to fight back.
Go get him, boy. Go get him, boy.
This incident landing Augustus in the hospital with head injuries.
We took him to the RAN and they examined him. They did a CT scan and he's doing okay, but he been suffering from headaches.
Gray said this is not the first time that her brother has been bullied, as community members would force the young man to drink alcohol, and as he becomes incapacitated, they would record him for entertainment.
Force him to drink it and he'll just be doing dumb stuff and they just recording it just for a laugh. That's not no laughing matter.
This matter was reported to police, which led to the arrest of a 16 and 17-year-old male. Now, Superintendent Stephen Rule is urging the public to come forward with any information regarding this matter.
Let's say to the public, if you have any information in regards to this video, so please call the police at 911.
Kava Gray is now urging the community to simply protect disabled persons. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shalia Rule.
News from the North.
In news from the north, some residents of Grand Key Abaco are expressing frustration after being without phone service for over a month. With both major providers down, they say the extended outage has disrupted daily life and raised serious concerns about emergency response in the community. Here's that report.
I mean, it's terrible.
Some residents of Grand Key Abaco have reportedly been without reliable phone service for over a month. It's a disruption that has left the community struggling to stay connected and secure. One resident telling our ZNS News team that daily life has been significantly impacted.
You can't sit in the comfort of your home and make a phone call. I mean, and we don't have no landline because from after Hurricane Dorian destroyed our landline, our lines, so they never replaced them back.
The situation raising serious safety concerns. Without reliable phone services from BTC and Alive, residents say even the most basic emergency communication has been compromised.
The clinics have no internet. The schools have no internet.
The clinic had an emergency last week. The nurse had to run over. She had to run over to someone's home that has Starlink satellite for them to put her on the Wi-Fi in order for her to call out. I mean, that's sad.
For some, Starlink satellite service is an alternative solution, but it's out of reach for others. And while Grand Key is covered by those two local cell providers, residents say service disruptions are still frequent with little response from those companies.
I think about 2 weeks ago, BTC being in, I think they spent about an hour or two on the island. They got the phone system, they got their system up. It lasted for about a day and it went back down. That's been over 2 weeks now. And phone system's still down today.
Now we reached out to a BTC official to address the service disruptions. Here's what he had to say.
We have been working on essential repairs and upgrades to the cell site radios. So recently, our team had visited the island and successfully restored the service. So this was about a week or two ago. However, that connectivity was short-lived due to further technical challenges. So we want to apologize for the inconvenience caused by this ongoing disruption. And the team is currently on site waiting to resolve the issue. In terms of repairs, we anticipate another positive update by tomorrow at some point.
And still to come.
The Ministry of Tourism's second annual Oktoberfest lights up Freetown Heritage Site. That story and sports highlights when we return.
There are some things that are undeniably Bahamian. A good conch salad, junkanoo, the way we worship, the way we take care of one another, all undeniably Bahamian. And right in the midst of our iconic things, places, and people is Commonwealth Bank. Increasing access, sponsoring dreams, working alongside Bahamians to increase the quality of their lives for more than 60 years. Commonwealth Bank, nothing more than being Bahamian. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Start your day off at Nay's Pancake Place. Enjoy delicious pancake, Bahamian breakfast, and more. They're open 7 days a week, and they're located on Settlers Way near the fire station. Call them today at 351-5456 for takeout.
It's the Bahamas Women of God Fellowship Network's third annual gathering, November 1st through the 3rd at the Church of God Temple in Freeport, hosted by the Grand Bahama Women of God Ministry with the theme Chosen for His Glory. For more information, call 807-6036.
Third Dimension on Yellow Pine Street invites you to their grand reopening Friday, November 8th at 12 noon. It's a new, larger, and improved hardware store, including tiles, lumber, building materials, and more. Third Dimension.
It's time to get your fall cleaning and home remodeling going with Grand Bahama Tiles Fall Sale. Enjoy 15% off all tiles in stock with an additional fall giveaway for 3 lucky winners. It's happening this week, Friday and Saturday, November 1st and 2nd only. So hurry in and catch the fall savings. Call them at 352-7920. Some restrictions apply.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. The Ministry of Tourism hosting its second annual Oktoberfest at the Freetown Heritage Site over the weekend. The occasion delivering a variety of attractions, from hosting a kids' corner for the young ones to enjoy, a bonfire lighting to sausage eating and bear relay competitions to open the event, and even having a free pig roast for attendees to sample. Senator the Honorable Randy Roll welcoming the event, noting the experience along with the others are all due to the recent tourism developments.
It's something that we're doing. We've had record-breaking year here at tourism and throughout the Bahamas, and so we are thankful, we're grateful for all that God has blessed us with, and for us to be able to, again, look to my left and your right and see what a beautiful view it is. We are thankful to be here.
Officer at the Ministry of Tourism, Anya Hanna, says the ministry has a lot more in store for Grand Bahama in the near future.
So our next event on our calendar is our West End Bootleggers and Seafest. So today we're in the East. Next month we're going to the West on November 23rd. That's a Saturday. We will be in West Grand Bahama for our first ever West End Bootleggers and Seafood Fest. And so we're encouraging the Grand Bahama community to support all events and support new events for the island, and that we're looking forward to seeing everyone out.
And now, here is your weekly Health is Wealth tip, sponsored by Lucayan Family Care and Concierge Services. Well, that's a look at stories making news. Jay, what's happening in sports?
Your favorite sport. You mentioned you wanted to start playing tennis, right?
Yeah, I did.
Well, they have a major tennis tournament on the weekend, Raven. We'll have all those highlights and scores for you.
Thank you for that, Jay. Well, sports comes your way next, but first, here's a check on your local weather forecast.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
Journey to a serene oasis. Relax. Rejuvenate. Renew. Welcome to Renew Day Spa. For appointments, call 352-RENU.
One of the biggest decisions you will make when remodeling a kitchen is the design choice for your kitchen cabinets. Whether you want your kitchen to look modern or traditional, the Casablanca White Shaker cabinets will make a sound choice. Stop into Conard Bahamas today and let them enhance your kitchen with the Casablanca White Shaker cabinets. At Conard Bahamas, they also carry an array of Calacatta quartz countertops. Conard Bahamas, Sandy Port, Nassau, Freeport, Grand Bahama, Abaco, and Eleuthera.
It's time to get your fall cleaning and home remodeling going with Grand Bahama Tiles Fall Sale. Enjoy 15% off all tiles in stock with an additional fall giveaway for 3 lucky winners. It's happening this week, Friday and Saturday, November 1st and 2nd only. So hurry in and catch the fall savings. Call them at 352-7920. Some restrictions apply.
This is where it happens. Those moments that impact our lives. Giving you the information that you need this hurricane season. Wherever there is news, we're there.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to sports. Some of the top junior tennis players was in action on Grand Bahama at the Focal Junior Nationals at the YMCA. Shane Stubbs was there for the action.
The Focal Junior Tennis Tournament wrapped up at the YMCA, and President Greg LaRota said the juniors definitely brought their A games.
There was keen competition. We saw a lot of players who played in the tournament for the first time, and they did well, and we saw players that just improved a lot.
Rebecca Patan walked away as this year's Under-12 girls champion.
I'm really proud of myself. I train every single day,
I just want to thank the sponsors for this tournament. They did a really good job.
Disappointed as runner-up in the boys under-16, Aiden Ritchie bounced back to claim the under-18 crown.
Moving forward, I'm trying to win nationals next year and just play good and try to make the Junior Davis Cup team.
And first-timer under-12 competitor Alana Parker says she'll be ready for next year.
I think I did pretty well for my first time playing new people, so I could go back to tennis practice and try harder because I know what's coming at me next time.
It was the GBTA's final tournament for the year with national points up for grabs. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Shane Stubbs.
Next in sports, the Grand Bahama Law Enforcement Invitational one-day softball tournament played at the Emera Baseball Park with 4 teams competing. After some fierce competition, it was the Royal Bahamas Police Force that emerged on top as the overall winners and champions 16-8 against the Immigration Enforcers. Also in sports, scores from the Grand Bahama Darts Association weekly play, the Eliminators defeated the Stars 11-0. The Warriors got the W against the Sharks 7-4. The Snipers was victorious versus the Destroyers 8-3. The Brawlers lost to Jack Shorters in a close one 6-5. And the Kings got the win against the Rebels. The final score was 8-3. And that's your quick check on sports. Your Facebook friend of the day is next. Be blessed.
We all need to save time, gas, and money. Shopping at Save More can help you do just that. Make us your first stop for all your prescription needs and medical supplies. Get all your health and beauty items at the same time. And don't miss our huge choice of snacks to satisfy your cravings. And the largest vitamin selection and over-the-counter relief products. Need diapers and other baby care items? First stop. The new section for makeovers, cosmetics, and beautiful jewelry will make you sparkle for that next special event. Save More Drugs, your more store.
It's time to get your fall cleaning and home remodeling going with Grand Bahama Tiles Fall Sale. Enjoy 15% off all tiles in stock with an additional fall giveaway for 3 lucky winners. It's happening this week, Friday and Saturday, November 1st and 2nd only. So hurry in and catch the fall savings. Call them at 352-7920. Some restrictions apply.
Jade Champagne and The Rhythm presents 102.7 The Rhythm turns 3, and it's a big performance with Taurus Riley live. Taurus Riley live. Oh yeah, the hitmaker, the reggae icon, Taurus Riley live. Saturday, December 14th at the Grand Lucayan Ballroom. Doors open at 8 p.m., showtime at 11 p.m. For 102.7 The Rhythm. Big birthday party with Taurus Riley. Live. Get tickets online now. TheRhythm3.com. And it's a big performance. Taurus Riley. Brought to you by Jade Champagne and The Rhythm. Saturday, December 14th, 102.7 The Rhythm. Turns 3 with Taurus Riley. Live.
Your number 1 team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
That is going to do it for us here in the North. I'm Raven Davis. Thank you so much for tuning in, but don't go away. The Bahamas Tonight is coming your way next.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the National Report, legislation debated that will transform the quality of life for inner city residents. Also, closing arguments today in the case of North Apico Member of Parliament, Kurt Cornish. And a broadcast legend remembered, scores of colleagues and friends honoring the life and legacy of media icon, the late Darrell Miller. The Bahamas tonight, the National Report starts now. Good evening and welcome to the broadcast. Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis has broken his silence regarding the ongoing controversy surrounding the Bahama Resort. This marks his first public statement since the resort's original developer secured a legal victory against China Construction America. Devontae Hanna on the story tonight.
For the first time, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis speaking publicly on the multi-billion-dollar Bahama Resort after a recent court ruling awarding its original developer, Sarkis Ismailian, over $1 billion. He declares regardless of what transpired, the Bahamas came out on top.
Bahama is open, despite what the pundits were saying in 2017. Recall it's the same FNM who were in opposition that was saying that the opening of Bahama was fake. That was not true. And that was not going to happen. Well, what happened? It's open. More than 5,000 Bahamians are working.
His comments come as members of the Free National Movement accuse the Progressive Liberal Party of a lack of transparency in its dealings with Ismailian and China Construction America, the company responsible for building the hotel. The opposition argues the ruling could have negative implications on the Bahamas' future.
The gloom and doom about confidence and investor confidence has always been a sounding board for the opposition. But look at what has happened over the last several months.
Since word of the ruling hit headlines earlier this month, Prime Minister Davis has only released a statement noting the Attorney General will launch an investigation into it. Seemingly leading the charge on the government's response, however, was Foreign Affairs Minister and Party Chairman the Honorable Fred Mitchell. However, he was not met with a favorable response from critics. Tonight, the party leader reveals he is standing behind his third-in-command.
Now, yes, there'll be views as to whether or how he should go about it, but he's adopted the approach that he has. And he's, as I said, fact-checking the pundits.
Meantime, according to Investments Minister the Honorable Chester Cooper, the Bahamas has received $10 billion in investments this year alone. In that figure, a $350 million deal for the expansion of the Bahama property.
Any more investments or new HOAs that we should see for the remainder of the year?
You will see some more, and just stay tuned.
The latest heads of agreement to be signed was a $1.5 billion deal for the redevelopment of Treasure Key. It happened just 1 month ago. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Devontae Hanna.
Debate got underway in the lower chamber today on the Urban Renewal Authority bill, which Davis' administration contends will greatly improve the quality of life for inner city residents. The bill, the government also says, ensures a continuation of what it considers an essential program. Colville Pyfrom reports.
Ahead of debate on the Urban Renewal Authority bill, Housing and Urban Renewal Minister Keith Bell paid tribute to former Prime Minister Perry Christie, whom he credits for making urban renewal a reality.
His role, Mr. Deputy Speaker, in envisioning, coining, launching, and championing this transformative initiative has been invaluable, and this is part of his legacy.
Urban renewal, which has undergone changes throughout successive administrations since first being introduced in 2002, is seen as a vehicle to improving the quality of life of residents in marginalized communities through developmental and transformational strategies. Politics, though, Minister Bell says, has at times threatened the progress of this important initiative. And through the establishing of the Urban Renewal Authority, the program, he says, will now be continuous.
The passing of the Urban Renewal Authority Bill 2024 will solidify urban renewal as a national priority, giving the authority the power to carry out its responsibilities with the efficiency and authority necessary to ensure its mandate is sustained.
The authority is to be governed by a board of directors consisting of 2 co-chairpersons appointed by the minister, a managing director, the permanent secretary of the ministry responsible for urban renewal, and between 5 and 8 additional members representing civil society organizations also appointed by the minister. But Free National Movement leader Michael Pintard less convinced of the need for the authority and questions why urban renewal is being used to do the job already mandated to other government agencies.
Why is urban renewal doing sports programs when you have sports officers whose express job is to do that? So much of what urban renewal is doing, I say to my colleagues opposite, they already exist in other ministries. It's duplication of services. We are ineffective now in those existing portfolios. We will now duplicate areas where we will be ineffective.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corval Pfeiffer.
The Davis administration continuing its push to improve health care in the Family Islands. Today, the government broke ground on a new clinic in Palmetto Point, Eleuthera, that officials say was conceived nearly 10 years ago. Devontae Hanna and his photojournalist Victor Adderley, fresh from the island of Eleuthera, tells us more in this report.
A brand new $8.8 million clinic is set to be built in Palmetto Point, Eleuthera, as government today broke ground on the state-of-the-art facility.
It will consist of the main clinic, which has an attached morgue, standalone medical waste building, and standalone emergency service quarters. Additionally, specialized areas will include a demo room, a fully modernized surgical suite, 2 overnight recovery beds on a ward, and a comprehensive care program that will be established on the island.
It's the second time this month the Davis administration broke ground on a new clinic following Mangrove Key just 2 weeks ago. According to Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis, it's all a part of his government's commitment to developing the Family Islands.
All clinics throughout the Commonwealth and the archipelago have been renovated, brought up to standard to ensure that access to health care in any of our islands is equal to that in New Providence.
According to contractor John Norris Carey, a Tyrone Bay native, he says he expects construction to begin in a matter of days, employing up to 70 Bahamians.
But one of the setbacks would be, as you know, we can't control the weather. That's number one. Number two, we just out of the South St. Florida. So could we get the material what we want, when we want, and how we want it? So that might be a little setup, but all things is possible with God.
And if you just take a look at how massive this property is, officials say that it's about 4 acres, but the clinic itself will be about 14,000 square feet. But this will not be the only facility here on the island of Eleuthera. In the coming months, according to the Minister of Health and Wellness, these residents can expect a new one.
Our quantity surveyor was here. We know exactly where the land is. The land has been surveyed. The geotechnical studies have been done for rock sound as well.
The idea for the clinic was born 10 years ago under the Christie administration and is now being called a beacon of hope for the island. South and Central Eleuthera Member of Parliament, the Honourable Clay Sweeting, admits it couldn't come at a better time.
Last few years, Eleuthera has seen the growth of private medical facilities throughout the island. And this is a positive indication that medical facilities are much needed. And this facility will service the people of the island that cannot really afford private health care.
The timeline from shovels in the ground to completion, according to officials, is 15 to 24 months, with a pledge from officials that the facility will be completed before the next general election in 2026. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Devontae Hanna.
Prime Minister will take another trip to the Family Islands this week, this time in his Kidd Island constituency, as he delivers a keynote address at the 4th annual Kidd Island Business Outlook tomorrow at the Eris Moncur Resource Center and Library. The Prime Minister's remarks will focus on the seminar's theme, Future Kidd Island Branding the National Identity, Planning for Success. According to organizers, the council is limited. Conversations about the real estate market, entrepreneurship, and Kidd Island's cultural legacy will navigate the intersection of economic growth, cultural preservation, and community well-being. Tourism's Director General, Latia Duncan, will speak on opportunities for the growth for Kidd Island, Rumkey, and San Salvador stakeholders, while panel discussions on affordable housing, the hotel sector, real estate, and aviation are also on the agenda. While you're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, there's more after this.
At Commonwealth Bank, we offer affordable and flexible choices to get you back to financial fitness. Our personalized debt consolidation solution is built to fit any financial situation. One easy-to-handle monthly payment reduces your monthly expenses and gets you back on track to savings. Life is great when you're not weighed down by debt. Consolidate and live your best life with Commonwealth Bank, your leader in personal banking services.
KFC bucket meal with large size. Get the KFC Family Bucket featuring 8 pieces of juicy chicken, family fries, and 4 biscuits that feeds 4. A KFC Deluxe Bucket with 10 pieces of delicious chicken, 2 larger sides, and 4 biscuits that feeds 4 to 6. Or a KFC Party Bucket with 15 pieces of our chicken, 3 larger sides, and 6 biscuits that feeds 6. And we'll handle the dishes, plates, and utensils included, so you can lick your fingers and reach. KFC knows value, and it's finger licking good.
Whether you're crossing borders or navigating busy airports, with BTC's reliable data roaming, you're always in touch. In a fast-paced world, staying connected is key. Don't miss important moments. Stay connected effortlessly with BTC, wherever your journey takes you.
From paradise to paradise, Bahamas Air invites you to embark on a seamless island journey from the sun-kissed coast of Nassau, the Bahamas, to the rhythmic shores of Montego Bay, Jamaica. Soar high above a turquoise tapestry on the most trusted airline in the Caribbean. Our inaugural flight takes wing on November 17th, 2024. Don't delay. Book your idyllic escape today.
Of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies.
Well, you're looking at a shot of the illuminated Bahama Resort on Cable Beach. From the courts tonight, both the prosecution and the defense presented their closing arguments in the Supreme Court today in the case of North Abaco MP Kirk Cornish, accused of rape, assault, and threats of death on his former girlfriend. Felicity Darville was there.
Attorney Ty Pinder Mackey, defense for North Abaco MP Kirk Cornish, was the first to address the 8 women and 1 man on the jury panel. She called the case against her client weak and said the complainant had a storybook of lies. Among them, she said the woman in question claimed to be a general practitioner of medicine, but she has no medical license, and that as a doctor, she should have ensured that a rape kit was used in her case. Pinder said the complainant lied about having a second cellular phone and that the date given, according to her, for the start of her relationship with Cornish changed during the testimony. Pinder pointed out that the complainant's mother, as well as Cornish, said the injury to her eye was an accident and that no ripped jeans or underwear were presented by the complainant. The woman, she said, claimed that no officer came to her home, but officers testified in court that a male officer came to her home and stood outside the door while a female officer went inside. With these and several other discrepancies occurring during the case, Pinder said the jury should see her as a woman scorned, upset that Cornish wanted to end the relationship with her because of her alleged relationships with other men, and that she just wanted to bring him down. Prosecutor Timothy Bailey said the jury does not need to believe the complainant beyond a shadow of a doubt. He said that the jury could convict Cornish if they had enough reasonable doubt based on the evidence presented. Bailey said that she was not a woman scorned, but a woman that was battered, bruised, and controlled by the defendant, and that she took a stand against her oppressor. He pointed the jury to the 17 photos submitted as evidence in court showing the bruises to the woman's eye and neck. He said the fact that Cornish made the complainant call her ex-boyfriends to let them know that she had a man now and that he used profanity when speaking to one of these 3 men was proof of his controlling nature. Well, Justice McKay will lay the facts before the jury at 11 a.m. on Thursday morning, after which they will retire and make their deliberation. From the courts, Felicity Darville for the Bahamas Tonight.
Detectives continuing their intense investigations into yesterday's double homicide here in the capital. Police confirming that sometime after 5 p.m., 2 men who we understand are brothers, were involved in a domestic altercation at a residence on Muttonfish Drive off Malcolm Road. It is reported that during the altercation, one of the brothers produced a sharp instrument and stabbed the other. When officers arrived, they met one brother, 42 years old, inside the home, unresponsive. The other brother, who is 38 years old and still alive at the time, was suffering from lacerations to his neck. He later died in hospital. An autopsy will be conducted to determine the exact causes of death. Other news for you tonight, and a promise kept. Members of the Bahamas Customs, Immigration and Allied Workers Union executed a strike vote today in New Providence, Grand Bahama, Andros, Abaco, Bimini, the Berry Islands, Eleuthera, Inagua, and San Salvador. At issue is what union officials claim is a reported non-payment of overtime for officers. Union Vice President Shawnick McKinney stressed this has been an issue for far too long, and it's time for change.
We have about, let's say, 500 plus officers. We're fighting for overtime, transportation, better working conditions. We're also fighting for retired officers who they are now bringing back to sit in positions where officers that are still here on the job who can fill those positions. When it isn't one issue, it's the next. Every government that comes in, we've made promises, they say they're going to be changes, and nothing happens. So we got to speak up. We can't continue to just sit back and allow them to do what they're doing to us. It's unfair.
Now, Bahamas Customs, Immigration and Allied Workers Union President and Chief Immigration Officer Durand Brooks says he's very confident the requisite amount of votes will be attained and that the relevant minister will be duty-bound to issue the sought-after strike certificate.
Customs officers, when this strike poll was requested, they had been owed from as far back as January. Now, the immigration officers have been paid up to May, but at the time that this was filed in September, the customs officers were owed as far back as January in terms of overtime. Now, in terms of their transportation fees, as far back as last year. The customs and immigration personnel are voting across the length and breadth of the Bahamas. So I'm very confident that we're going to get what we need to get the strike certificate.
Well, stay with us. There's more after the break.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
The internet is a very important aspect of my job and my life. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed actually had intermittent on my services. So I was very grateful that the live fiber was available in my area. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. And the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. My name is Trey Williams, and the future is home with a live fiber.
A decade ago, the Bahamas Striping Group of Companies was birthed out of a passion to change the way we travel. From only a $5,000 grant, the tenacity and work ethic has propelled BSGC to one of the leading road management companies in the Caribbean. We pride ourselves on going the extra mile where others won't, through the use of our state-of-the-art equipment and our certified team. Although the success is commendable, the road has been long. Yet, the mission continues in striving to be a world-class organization ran by Bahamians for Bahamians. With the help of our experienced and hardworking team, we at the Bahamas Striping Group of Companies are committed to making a difference, one road at a time.
$10 deal. Available only at Marco Southwest, Prince Charles Village Road, and Robinson Road. Marlon, let me see what it's about. I'll take 20 of those, please. Wait. You good? Yeah, bro. Marcos, get this new deal. Get yourself a large one-topping pizza for only $10. $10? Yeah. Thank you. You're welcome. Hey, I need 30 of them $10 carry-out pizza deal, please.
Our rich and vibrant cultural heritage, coupled with the infrastructural upgrades, necessary improvements to delivery of government service, and relatively safe communities, make our family island ideal places to live, visit, and invest. Because together, we will achieve more. And together, we are stronger.
Register today at tclevents.com.
This understanding is how Executive Chairman of the Consumer Protection Commission, Senator the Honorable Randy Roll, describes to the backlash from his comments that some over-the-counter medications in some drugstores were outdated, thus posing a health risk. Hitting back, Bahamas Pharmaceutical Association President Dr. Marvin Smith said it was very disappointing that the CPC would seek to malign and instigate a negative connotation about local pharmacies without addressing any issue. Now, the statement made during a press conference early this week. However, both men have spoken and have come to an understanding that the comments were taken out of context.
I just wish to be clear that during our remarks, we made no reference to pharmacies or pharmacy operations, nor did we imply any criticism of licensed pharmacists. Our comments were specifically directed at concerns surrounding some over-the-hill stores that sell over-the-counter medication. Our goal is to work cooperatively with all entities to ensure the highest standard for Bahamian consumers. At our press conference, we discussed the importance of collaborating with various stakeholders, and we emphasized our commitment to engaging in educational campaigns that will encourage businesses to uphold best practices. The CPC remains open and eager to engage with all relevant stakeholders, including the Bahamas Pharmaceutical Association, to explore opportunities for partnerships that will benefit consumers and foster a safer, more informed marketplace.
Well, Marcellus is back. LaDon is here. Both of you joining us live for a sneak peek of Access Now. What's happening, guys?
Desmond, I know you're excited because Marcellus is excited. Come next week, Tuesday, the U.S. will have their elections, and I'm sure, Marcellus, your family, they did their early voting. I spoke to Bahamian earlier, and they voted, so I'm sure they're excited.
Okay, all right. Some people want to do it on the actual day, but I tell you what, it's still going to be pretty exciting, and everybody can be waiting to see who comes out on top.
Sure, election fever definitely heating up. Everybody's talking about the U.S. elections. Feature story up next.
SS Electrical has relocated. You can now find them on Chesapeake Road in the former Minute Muffler building. There, you can pick up Square D switches, combos, breakers, and breaker panels, plus all the electrical wires you need. Want meter cans, LED bulbs, and ceiling fans? You can find it all at SHSS Electrical.
Need a DNA test to find out if someone is your father, your child, or your grandparent? Call DNA Direct at 324-0665. Get a DNA test for as low as $450. Now you can prove that you are or are not related to an individual easily. Call DNA Direct 324-0665.
Don't let your home or business be in the dark. When there's a blackout, it's time to purchase the new EcoFlow portable generator. This powerful device gives you hours of uninterrupted electricity for your fans, refrigerator, television, and air conditioning units. Dial 327-4504 and see how affordable your EcoFlow portable generator is.
Experience the difference with BTC's fixed services. Whether you're working from home or enjoying family time, BTC ensures you're always in touch with the people and moments that count. BTC isn't just a service, it's a lifestyle. Stay connected, stay inspired, and live your best life. BTC.
Hi, I'm Kizzy Hanna, and I am the CEO of Nail Envy Salon Studio and Nail Envy Academy. My business offers education for beginner level, intermediate, and advanced level nail classes for those persons who would like to become nail technicians and continue that education for those persons that are in the professional atmosphere already. So our curriculum has already been vetted and approved by the National Accreditation and Equivalency Council of the Bahamas. What distinguishes Nail Envy Academy from the competitors We are really focused on relaying our information in a proper and conducive environment, making sure that our students are getting that one-on-one attention that is needed to be able to send them out into the field and be able to be successful in their occupation. I am so passionate about what I do because I want young women to know that not everyone has to have tertiary education. You can throw your whole self at something and bring a difference to your industry.
For more information about the Creative Entrepreneurs Initiative and the Crafting the Bahamas workshops, email info@sbdcbahamas.com or call us at 461-7232.
Words lively and provocative. They immediately think of well-known radio personality, the late Darrell Miller. He made a name for himself here at the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas with his national radio show, and today, the board, management staff, former colleagues, and friends pay tribute to a man whose legacy will never be forgotten. Altavi's Munnings has more.
Pioneer, game changer, dedicated, funny, trusted, and no nonsense are just some of the adjectives that can describe veteran broadcaster, the late Darrell Miller. The Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas observed Darrell Miller Day on Wednesday to pay tribute to a man like no other. His unique approach to radio and television impacted the lives of many of his colleagues.
He was, after all, God's handiwork, created to do good works, prepared in advance for him to do. And all of us benefited tremendously from those good works.
Darrell is one of the last journalists who actually made media a career. He went the extra mile whenever he could and genuinely cared for everyone. He had no problems telling his producer to call this person on the line to verify something a caller may have said. He certainly did it his way.
I knew after seeing Darrell cover the straw market, it just ignited literally a fire in me that this is what you want to do. This is where your passion is at. You got to reconnect with your passion. And after watching the coverage that day, I made the decision that was it for me in banking, and I was going to pursue my career in journalism.
Darrell, you were our voice. For those who were afraid to talk in the public forums, he spoke for us. He stood in the gap for many who felt that they would be victimized. Darrell was there.
In 1977, then ZNS News and Public Affairs Director Frederick Mitchell hired then sports reporter Darrell Miller after reading one of his newspaper articles. The current senior cabinet minister credits Miller for transforming the broadcast landscape.
In 2002, talk radio was what drove the general election. And at that time, Darrell Miller, I think, was responsible for shifting the paradigm and creating talk radio as the important influence on the general election.
The Honorable Miles LaRota and Darrell Miller are cousins with a rich 60-year kinship. The current Minister of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting reminisced on the legendary broadcaster's life and basically encouraged the Bahamas not to take life for granted.
You don't believe somebody like Darrell will die by today. Amen. You know, you think they're going to be around forever. His bravado, his personality, his love of life. And then you see, like a vapor, it's gone. And so I admonish all of you here. Tell your loved ones you love them. Don't let them guess that.
Living Waters Kingdom Ministry Senior Pastor Apostle Raymond Wells offered a list of principles that should serve as a model of Darrell Miller's life.
My brothers and sisters, Darrell knew his purpose, and Darrell was dedicated in fulfilling it. Darrell knew he was born for journalism and communication. My brothers and sisters, the power of your success is understanding your purpose.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Altavi's Munnings.
Well, that does it for the National Report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.
Even the goblins and ghosts know who saves you the most. It's Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Distinction Evaporated Milk, 14-ounce, $1.19. Ginger Evans Flour, 5 pounds, $3.69. Iceberg Lettuce, $1.99 each. Boneless chuck roast or steak, $8.99 per pound. Crystal Falls Spring Water 24-pack, 16.9 ounces, $7.99. Wrap up October with the scary good prices at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
After her hotel recently won 2 international awards, director of Great Cliff Hotel and Restaurant, Roberta Garzaroli, told us what these latest accomplishments mean for this storied establishment.
The Wine Spectator Grand Award we've won since 1988. We were one of the first establishment in the outside of the U.S. to win a Grand Award. So we're very proud of that. And then, you know, our second Great Wine Award is from the World of Fine Wine, and we won 6 different categories, again, for the second year in a row. And last year, we also won Global for our spirits list. So the leading hotel in the Bahamas, we've won for 15 plus years now. So it's a great honor. You know, we're an historic establishment. We have 16 guest rooms. You know, we offer an experience where people feel like they're home. It's not one of the big hotels. You're part of our house. You're part of our, you know, the staff becomes your family, where we all welcome guests with open arms. So it's a different kind of hotel experience. It's similar, you know, probably if you're going to the Family Islands, you get the similar experience, whereas in Nassau, you may not get that here. So